but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me nothing.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, the realest sport podcast in all the land. If this is your first time watching or listening to the show, I go by the name of K Spade the Prospect.
And I'm your boy LaPravis 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
Yes, sir.
No, we're a little late, but it's better late than never, right?
Bro.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
But without further ado, we ain't gonna keep y'all any longer. We want to get right into the topics, man. We had a great show for you guys on Saturday. We was a little late, Spade. We got some new topics for them this week, and we want to start in the NBA. You good with that?
Let's get it, bro.
Listen, man. Spade, if we talking PGs in the league, bro, you already know who's my favorite, and that's
James
Russell. Oh my God, this guy. Let me tell you, guys. We got a list of topics. We whiteboard a list of topics. James Harden's name is nowhere on this board, and he finds a way to mention James Harden. It kills me.
I thought that's who
sign the
your
petition,
point guard
y'all.
was, bro.
Yo, sign the petition. We gotta ban James Harden. Together, we can accomplish this, y'all.
Oh
Listen,
God.
we can accomplish this. We gotta ban James Harden from SAS. I'm talking Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has been on a tear, Spade. He's been on a tear. Russell Westbrook, if you guys didn't know, I know we're a little late, but Westbrook had an amazing, I think he had 7 straight triple doubles in a row. He tied MJ. He tied Oscar Robertson. Spade. What's your thoughts on Westbrook? I know James Harden is your guy, but we talking Westbrook. Spit the actual factuals about Westbrook, man. How amazing has this guy's start to the season been?
It's been more amazing than I think people even know. And that's crazy because everybody can look at what Russ is doing and say, man, this guy is getting triple doubles like it's easy to do. He's a 6'3" point guard and he's snatching double-digit rebounds in almost every game. That's impressive. But you know what I feel like people are leaving out, bro? They're not realizing that Russ is doing this in so little of minutes played per game. Like, you look at all the guys who was also doing this same thing. They was playing damn near the entire game. Russ is only playing like 32, 33 minutes a game, and he's putting up these numbers. The only thing that concerns me about this, and I'm not going to say what you said or what you tried to say that scared me, what you were afraid might happen. What I'm afraid is Russ is going to make this too easy, and people are going to forget. They're going to discredit this. You know what I'm saying? It's the same reason why you don't open your lady's door every time y'all go somewhere. It won't be special. She won't enjoy it. It'll just be like, get the door. But I'm telling you, man, what this guy doing is phenomenal. And I think he's making it look so easy that people thinking this is just something that's normal. And it's not.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Smart people, they know this is hard to accomplish. Smart people. Anybody out there thinking that it's easy for this guy to just average a triple. Spade, I wrote on Twitter the other day. I said, man, if James Harden, I'm mentioning James Harden this time, but if James Harden and Westbrook don't play how they've been playing this season, their team lose. I mean, Westbrook, at some of these games where Westbrook just went ham, he was just like, get out. They was down. He was like, get out the way. And Westbrook willed these guys back. The rebounding is more impressive to me because he got like three 7-footers on his team. I don't know if that Sabonis dude is 7 foot, but he damn near close. I know Cantor is another 7-footer that they paid. Adams, another 7-footer that they paid. They traded for Jeremy Grant. I know we don't get that many minutes, but he was a hell of a rebounder with the Sixers. He was a hell of a rebounder. They got these other guys, and for Westbrook to come, I mean, I think one of these games he had like 15 boards. He amazing. That he's definitely one of my favorite players to watch in the league. I just hope, I'm not even going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about, Spade. Anybody, listen, I want Westbrook to continue having an amazing season. I would love to see this guy average a triple-double the whole season, so I can say I witnessed that with my own eyes. I got uncles that's older than me. They tell me about the Big O all the time. They tell me how amazing Oscar Robertson was. I wasn't born yet. I didn't get to see him. I looked up Oscar Robertson's numbers, though. And Oscar Robertson numbers was freaking amazing as well. And I was like, for him to do that at the guard position as well, it's just incredible. And I think what Westbrook is doing is just remarkable. And I would love to see this guy average a triple-double for the whole season. Anybody smart, though, Spade, anybody with some sense would know damn well that that's not hard. I mean, you look at a guy like, I love Brook Lopez, but you look at a guy like Brook Lopez, 7'1", maybe 7 feet, 7 something, and he can average like Brook, 5-6 boards.
Why you not go at Brook? I knew you was gonna do
I'm just saying, Westbrook, what, 6'3"?
Yeah.
6'3" and averaging 10 boards, 11 boards, grabbing 15 boards a game in a game, and you got a guy over there like Lopez. I couldn't think of anybody else. He just came to mind because he's 7 feet, and I know for his career he doesn't average a lot of rebounds. So it just shows this dude will and desire. I'm a Westbrook fan. Right now, he's my league MVP, Spade.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know, another good thing about what Russ is doing is just what you said. I feel like so many people look at the NBA and say, man, the NBA is different. I grew up in this era, and these new guys can never compare to the guys that I grew up seeing. And I feel like that's normal to feel that way. You're going to be connected to your time period or your era. But what Russ is doing is actually bringing more education to players like the Big O and Wilt and some of these other guys. Yeah. I want to believe we all know about Jordan, but like you said, man, they keep talking about what Russ is doing and comparing it to the Big O, and it's making people from this era say, what's up with the Big O? What did Oscar do? And going back and looking this guy up. So Russ is actually, in a weird way, in an indirect way, I feel like you're kind of paying homage to, those guys that came before him. I got a question for you, though.
Go ahead.
His streak was stopped at 7. That tied him with MJ and Big O. The streak leader, of course, is Wilt with 9. Do you see Russ getting 9 in a row, tying the record or beating the record?
I think it's definitely possible. Like I said, it's just so I know that got to be strenuous on that guy. Like the good thing about it is he hasn't been playing a ton of minutes. I think he had a triple double in one game. He only played 28 minutes. He only played like 28 minutes
at the half.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm pretty sure it's real strenuous, but if he can keep his minutes low like that and still average a triple-double, I think he could do it, Spade. I definitely think he could get probably 10 in a row. I mean, he just got 7 in a row, and like you said, made it look easy. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say one more thing, Spade, and then we can move on. When I looked up Oscar Robinson's stats, Spade, I told you off camera, I said, the Big O could have averaged a triple-double his whole career, but at the end of his career, I guess he got a little older, he wasn't really the star of the team anymore, and his numbers started dying down. But for a good 8-year period, the Big O was averaging a triple-double. It was them last couple of years. When his numbers kind of dwindled, and I mean, he's still at like 8, 9, and like 20. I mean, it's just, when I looked up his numbers, they were remarkable. And I think Westbrook could definitely be one of those guys that we could see average a triple-double this whole season, man. Hopefully he do it. I hope he do it.
I agree. Let's move from one point guard. Let's talk to another point guard. This guy right here came into the league with a lot of hype, a lot of expectation, and for some odd reason, it's still a lot of people holding on to. No. For some odd reason, it's still a lot of people holding on to what this guy isn't. To me, he never lived up to the hype. I guess that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about Ricky Rubio. Rubio came into the league drawing comparisons to point guards like Rajon Rondo, a guy who had extreme court vision, some of the best passing you ever seen, wasn't the best shooter but found a way to make his team better, pretty good defender. These are the things that they said about Ricky Rubio, and quite naturally, let me say this, to me, I feel like he's a flop. Okay, with that being said, why are we talking about Rubio? 2 or 3 days ago, Rubio was in the news saying that he was upset with the way the T-Wolves are playing. He's not the only one. LePage, you and I talked about our disappointment so far for the NBA season. Mine in the Eastern Conference being the Pacers, yours in the Western Conference being the T-Wolves. I get it. Yep. What I don't get is Rubio said the team is playing with no heart. And it's why it's okay to criticize your team. You kind of want to lead by example. It works better when you say, these guys aren't playing hard like I am. But when I look across the board, man, they not only playing with no heart, they playing with no good point guard. And I'm throwing them shots right at Ricky Rubio. 6.7 points a game, about 6 or 7 dimes a game. His plus or minus is the second lowest it's ever been since he came into this season. That's good stuff, bro. Since he came into the league, he's got like a negative 78 plus or minus. His numbers are down. He's shooting in the 30 percentile. He is flat out not playing good. I don't understand how he's still holding the starting job over Chris Dunn. I just felt some kind of way that Rubio, of all people, want to dish out criticism to the team when he playing like shit. Am I being too hard on Rubio? And I'm going to take it a step further. LePage, what do you feel like is the problem in Minnesota?
Let me tell you something. First of all, a lot of people was blaming the problem. They saying that Tibbs is running these guys in the hole. I mean, everybody playing a lot of minutes. Big Cat playing minutes, ton of minutes. Wiggins playing a ton of minutes. They saying Levine playing a ton of minutes. I mean, Levine definitely playing a ton of minutes. Between Big Cat, Wiggins, and Levine, they all playing about 40 minutes a game. If not 40, 38, 39 minutes a game. Might as well say that's 40 minutes. Rubio he has a lot of nerve, man. Let me tell you something. Rubio was picked in the 09 draft, Spade. Yep. Rubio went pick number 5. Now, Minnesota kind of geeked because they ended up taking Rubio at 5 and Johnny Flynn at 6. Johnny Flynn ain't even in the league.
But
you know they could have had
back then.
You know who went 7, Spade?
Who?
Stephen Curry.
Oh, wow.
Stephen Curry went 7. You want to know who went number 9, Spade?
Who?
DeMar DeRozan. And the list goes on and on. I mean, it's some dudes, Spade. I know we ain't looking at these dudes like, yo, these dudes was elite. I mean, but I'm just going to run off a few names, Spade. Ty Lawson went in that draft. Drew Holiday went in that draft. Darren Collison went in that draft. Taj Gibson went in that draft. Like, it was other point guards you probably could. I mean, none other than Steph Curry. He went 7. Minnesota, you could have had Steph Curry. If I'm a Minnesota fan and I'm looking like, damn, we still got Rubio, we could have had Curry. I'm sick. I mean, you could do that in any draft. I'm plucking hairs here, but Rubio have a lot of nerve to call out his team. Rubio, how about you develop a jump shot? Because when you played the Knicks, Brandon Jennings was literally standing in the paint with his arms out like this, like, go ahead, shoot. Like, he wasn't even defending you and was daring you to shoot, and you didn't shoot. Come on, Rubio. Before you call out the team, you got to look in the mirror, homie, because, I mean, your game hasn't changed all this time you've been in the NBA. Now, I know what people going to say. What people going to say, Spade? They're going to say, well, Rubio has some injury issues, yada, yada. So did Steph Curry. So did Joel Embiid.
So does everybody.
These guys had injury issues, and they got better. They got better. And let me tell you something. If an injury, depending on the injury, let me say that. Because I know a lot of people could be like, whoa, what if it was his knee or this or that? Depending on the injury, if it takes away, let's just say a guy like a Westbrook, if he was to lose his athleticism, he would have to figure out another way to compensate for what he lost.
Right.
Just like MJ. When MJ lost his athleticism, he started hitting the fadeaway. He started working on his jump shot. His mid-range game became elite. Right. So, look, man, I'm rooting for Minnesota. First of all, Spade, you know I love Tibbs as a coach. I love Towns. The dude is from Jersey. I've been rocking with Towns for a long time. I want Minnesota to be one of those teams with an up arrow, and right now they look bad. I don't know who fault it is, but for Rubio, if anybody needs to call anybody on that team out, it don't need to be Rubio. It don't need to be him.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, not only is this going on, for one, I really feel like you give Chris Dunn a shot. Rubio has missed some time this season with injury. Chris Dunn has looked well. I mean, he ain't come through and looked like he was going to lead this team to the promised land, but he's young. He's got the upside. I feel like
you might as well take them lumps
you
now.
got more to gain by letting the young guy play. But now trade rumors, and you know trade rumors usually are just that. Rumors that usually never go into fruition. But it is trade rumors out there now that John Wall could go to Minnesota for Rubio and Dunn and send them to Washington. I don't really see this happening. It could possibly happen, but I doubt it. It would shock the hell out of me if it happened. But I don't know where to put my finger on what's going wrong with this team. But the one thing that's surprising is defense. I mean, a Tibbs team in the past, if they didn't have anything else, they had really good defense. And this team is just atrocious defensively. They can't stop anybody. And that offense isn't a high-paced enough offense to try to exchange blows. They're going to have to figure something out. I'm sure the losing is frustrating, but Rubio, you be quiet. That's what you do.
My last point, Spade, and then we can move on. Rubio, his defensive efficiency rating it's terrible this year. Now, I know people going to get in the comment section and be like, Rubio's a good defender. Yeah, I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear that. Because they daring Rubio. It's like you playing 4-on-5. They daring Rubio to shoot. They're not letting him penetrate. I know they got him on the court for his playmaking ability. Mm-hmm. But if they're not allowing Rubio to penetrate, they just playing off him like that. You basically playing 4-on-5, and that hinders your team. If I'm Minnesota, I put the rookie out there. I put the rookie Dunn out there, and I just let them dudes go through the lumps this year. Hopefully next year, with the experience, they get another year under their belt to get better, and maybe they'll be like the young Thunder when they had Harden, Westbrook, Durant, and maybe we'll see something like that go down. But I mean, if I'm the Thunder, I'm trying to trade Rubio. It was also a trade rumor spade that they will trade Rubio to the Kings for Collison or Ty Lawson or one of those guards. I don't know how that's going to work out. Because, man, with the way Rubio play, dealing with Boogie Cousins, I don't know, Spade.
I just saw Boogie go off on Caspi for not getting a rebound.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, I don't think that's it. I don't see that one happening either.
I'm interested to know what the supporters think, baby. The people in podcast land, people watching on demand on YouTube. Are we being too hard on Rubio? Maybe y'all see something in Rubio we don't. Maybe the Timberwolves see something in Rubio we don't. Let us know in the comment section down below. We could probably be wrong. More than likely we're not. But we could be wrong. Leave it in the comment section down below. You ready to move on, homie?
Yes, sir.
Going to take it to Philly. We still in the NBA. We taking it to the Philly. And I know y'all like, what's going on with Philly? I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what's going on in Philly. Joel Embiid is happening in Philly. And ladies and gentlemen, Joel Embiid is a player. Joel Embiid is becoming one of my favorite people to watch in the NBA. Joel Embiid has the Philadelphia announcer calling him Joel the Process Embiid. And I'm going to tell you what, Spade, he's been playing well. But the question I have to you, Spade, is he the runaway rookie of the year so far? He's been out. Like, he hasn't been playing back-to-backs. Probably played half the games that the other rookies have played. But is he so far the runaway rookie of the year?
Absolutely. I don't even see, like, you can't even make a race out of it. The big names that we look forward to getting in the league this year and showcasing what they can do, they just flat out are disappointed. And I hate to be hard on the guys. They're young. They got enough time to still turn it around. I said this before. I say it again. 2 times of the year you get a chance to build confidence for guys that they can move forward. That's the, I guess it's called a summer league before the season starts. And All-Star Weekend. We saw Devin Booker go out there and play well in the three-point contest last year, and he carried that momentum into the second half of the season. He has since then kind of hit a sophomore slump or whatnot, but unless one of these guys do something in All-Star Weekend that builds confidence and they carry it into the second half of the season, I don't see anyone with a realistic shot of even getting their name mentioned for Rookie of the Year. That includes, and this is tough to say, this includes my boy Buddy Hield, who has looked nothing like I thought Buddy would look. Brandon Ingram don't look like much. Ben Simmons has been injured. Chris Dunn can't get on the court. You can keep going. You can go over and talk about all these guys. None of them have made a case for them to win Rookie of the Year like Joel Embiid. I have been hard on Joel Embiid. I wasn't a fan of his social media antics.
Are you willing to concede and say Joel Embiid is a player?
Hey, the kid looks amazing. For him to be so big, he looks amazing. His jump shot is on point. He's got some pretty good ball handling skills. I think he's the future. I don't think it's Ben Simmons. I think it's Joel Embiid. I'm talking about of the 76ers team. Let me make sure I make that clear. Because James Harden the future. But this guy is the future of the 76ers. And yeah, I said James
Joel Embiid he's been playing amazing. He is so far in the lead from a Rookie of the Year that Joel Embiid probably going to end up winning Rookie of the Year, and he's probably going to only play 60 games. He's probably going to only play because they don't play him on back-to-backs.
Right.
And he only played I think they upped his minutes. He was only playing 25 to 26 minutes a game. Now he's playing 28 minutes a game. Hopefully we can stretch that out, as the season prolongs. But, I mean, he's probably going to only play 60 games. And that dude is so far ahead of the next guy, which I think is Jamal Murray from the Nuggets. I just don't Spade. I got last year's draft right here. This is the great thing about doing this offline. We got tabs and everything pulled up. Ben Simmons went first. We know he's injured. Ingram showed some flashes in some. He's been okay, Spade. He ain't been super bad, but he ain't been better than Embiid.
He ain't been what we thought he was gonna be though. Not to me.
I mean, yeah, they went, especially. This is why I said they make it hard for these kids because they comparing them to KD. You can't just say this guy's KD. You can't say that because now I watched the Lakers game. I'm like, let me see Brandon Ingram. They said he KD, and then I'm like, you know,
I think he's gonna be all right, but he's definitely had some struggle nights in the league. Definitely,
I think that's what hurts with the comparisons, bro.
I agree.
Like you tell, and they number 3, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. I mean, he been in a few games, but he hasn't looked like.
I'm sorry to cut you off. He's had the best opportunity. Al Horford been in and out of the lineup. He's had the best opportunity to come through and show what he can do.
Not only him,
stuff, and he ain't
Jay
shown much.
Crowder been out, Spade. Jay Crowder been out for a few games, a handful of games.
Yep.
I mean, he had plenty of opportunities.
Dragan
Bender.
Yep.
Dragan Bender, who people was telling me the Suns, I'm gonna start rushing through the names, but Dragan Bender, who people told me was it. He's not even the best rookie on that team. He's not even the best rookie on the Suns. It's the dude Marquise Chris. That dude is the better rookie.
Yep.
Man, Chris Dunn. We rooting for him. Feel like if he get an opportunity, he'll play better. Buddy Hield, struggle juice. Jamal Murray been playing well, but over there in Denver, they guard heavy. They got Moutier, they got Nelson, they got Will Barton, they got Jamal Murray. They got a lot of dudes that require the basketball to get shots, as well as Gallinari and Wilson Chandler. Marquise Chris, we know about him. Jokic Papelli, he don't even start for the Raptors. They start the dude Sack'em, whatever his name is, Don Maker. People was telling me Don Maker was it, Spade. Hasn't touched the court.
His way onto the court.
That's what I'm saying. Hasn't even been on the court. Couple of more, Spade. Sabonis, we know he was traded from Orlando to
OKC
to the Thunder. To the Thunder, he's been a help to the Thunder, but he ain't tearing it up to take Joel Embiid's spot. Taurean Prince haven't been on the court. Papingas, I don't even think that dude is over here. And Denzel Valentine for the Bulls has been a disappointment. And I was rooting for the kid, but he don't look as of yet. He doesn't look like he's a player that can contribute this year. Spade, Joel Embiid is so far ahead of these other guys, homie, that I don't even think it needs to be a conversation. I'm impressed by the kid, and you want to know what? They pulled him out the game, Spade. It was a close game. I don't remember the game, but it was a close game. They pulled him out. The game went in overtime. They told him he was done. He reached his minute limit, and that dude was pissed. That dude wanted to be on the court to help the 76ers win a game. I'm impressed with the kid, man. I'm impressed.
Yeah. I got to admit, I am as well. If you guys are listening, let me make sure we drive the point home. Because we said something about a lot of rookies. Y'all get real passionate about these rookies. Y'all will be all in our mentions. We didn't say these dudes are bad. We didn't say these guys won't get better. We didn't say they won't finish the season strong. As of right now today, none of these other guys could even get in the discussion for Rookie of the Year. Sorry.
Nope.
Let's talk about some NFL, man. You good with that?
That's where I want to be.
Yeah, you ain't gonna like this though, cause you like to keep it on the field and not me so much. I like to talk about the drama. I like to make it a soap opera. Let's go to LA, man. I wish we could have brought you guys this show on time because we had some things to say about Jeff Fisher, and we didn't even get a chance to bring it to you. Jeff Fisher done got himself fired on his day off. In case you guys don't know, man, it's been going down in LA and not in a good way. Yeah. This whole thing kind of started. Look, LaParis, you and I got this thing. We say everybody wants to be on the stage. But, man, when them lights is bright, fam, the lights is bright in L.A. This whole thing, in my opinion, it started on Hard Knocks. On Hard Knocks, when you cutting kids and you telling them that's 7 and 9 shit and you not going to stand for no 7 and 9 shit, everybody's looking. Everybody was already like, wait a minute, Jeff Fisher ain't going to stand for 7 and 9 shit? I thought he was indicative of what 7 and 9 shit is. The season starts, it's not going so well. You got one of the best backs in the league. He's frustrated. He's out there taking a butt whooping. The staple for this team was the defense. The defense ain't looking right. Next thing you know, you done pissed off an NFL great in Eric Dickerson. The lights are getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And a contract signing that you actually made in the offseason, I don't know who idea this was. They felt the need to bring it to light and advertise it in the middle. Look, things was getting out of hand. It finally came to a head with a pummeling at the hand of the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons have officially scored more touchdowns in LA than the LA Rams. Just think about that for a minute. And it was just too much. That owner couldn't deal with that embarrassment. I'm sure the city don't want to deal with that embarrassment. Something had to happen. What happened was Jeff Fisher got fired. Here's the side note, though. Jeff Fisher got fired before their game against the Seattle Seahawks. If Jeff Fisher had played that game and lost that game, he would be the all-time losingest. Is that a word, bro?
Let's make it one.
Let's make it one. The all-time losingest coach if he had played that game. This man gets fired. The only bad thing is you got this young quarterback in your system who you just started to let play. He's still trying to learn these plays. Now you about to bring in a whole new coach with a whole new system who probably want his whole team of assistants. All of these coaches are probably outie. They already know they probably outie. Yep. Bro, what the hell, man? That's all I can ask you. What the hell is going on in LA?
Let me add another point. It didn't help Jeff Fisher that Todd Gurley came out after the game like, I don't know what we got going on over here. Like, Todd Gurley had some choice words, and I know that owner is like, look, if Todd Gurley's speaking up, the star of our team, of our offensive side of the ball, the dude that everybody seemed to flock to, if Todd Gurley spoke up, we need to make a change. And I think they was still on Fisher's side, Spade, even after that loss until Todd Gurley spoke up. But
I think you might be right.
I think it was long overdue, man.
I agree.
It was long overdue, man. It's crazy because you want to know what? You know who's the losingest coach in NFL history, Spade?
Who is?
Yeah, who has the record right now?
Who?
Dan Reeves. And I don't think Dan Reeves was a bad coach. I think Dan Reeves been to a couple of Super Bowls, if not won a couple.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think he's a bad coach, but he has the record, and a guy like Jeff Fisher deserved that record. So I'm mad that the owner gave him. I'm mad that the owner gave him a pass and didn't allow him to tie or get. I think he tied. Yeah. He would have had the record if he lost, right?
Yeah. He's tied.
Yeah, I'm mad that the owner fired him before he can get that record because a guy like Dan Reeves, who I think is a solid head coach, I'm not saying Dan Reeves is this amazing super duper coach, but Dan Reeves had some bad teams. If I'm not mistaken, he took the Falcons to the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Come on, man. Dan Reeves had some bad teams. Jeff Fisher, and man, let me tell you something. You want to talk about job, Spade? Remember I said we had a debate, me and y'all about to say argument. It wasn't really an argument. Me and you debated about, was Texas a good job? You want to know what's a good job? That damn Rams job, because you want to know what? The defense is already in place. You got a running back.
It's a good job now?
Yes! All you got to do is get some outside weapons receivers, and I think you solid. I'm still skeptical about the quarterback position, but you got to stud at running back. The offensive line can be fixed. The defense is elite. I know you're going to say, how's the defense elite? They just let Atlanta go bombs away. That's tough when your offense time of possession is 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's tough when your offense got the ball for 3 minutes. You on the field for 40, 50 minutes a game. That's pretty damn tough.
That's true.
So I definitely think the defense is elite. They got some studs on defense. They got a stud at running back. I'm looking at that job and I'm like, yo, I'll take that job. And you in LA? Come on, man. And you in LA?
Bright though, bro. They bright.
I get it. The lights bright in New York, Chicago, Miami. Them lights bright. But you want to know what? I think that LA job is a good job. I'm interested to see what they do with the head coaching position over there. This is going to tell me whether or not they want to win or not. Because if they hire another subpar coach, and when I say subpar, I'm not talking, it don't even have to be somebody like, oh my gosh, they got Bill Parcells. It don't have to be no big name splash. It needs to be a coach that don't take no nonsense, ain't playing with these guys, demand excellence. I'm interested to see who they get, Shay.
He was no nonsense. He demanded excellence. He cut a guy on Hard Knock for doing some 7 and 9 shit. He demanded excellence. Let me ask you something. You said this is a good job. This is a desirable job. Let me ask you. It is rumors. Eric Dickerson came out here and said he wants this team to go after Jim Harbaugh. we spoke off camera. You said you feel like Jim Harbaugh would love a chance to get a couple of dubs at the expense of the San Francisco 49ers every season. If you are Jim Harbaugh, would you leave Michigan for this job?
And that's a tough question, Spade, because first of all, he got total control at Michigan. He get to get his people in. I got a problem, Spade, with college coaches bouncing back and forth when they recruit guys and guys coming thinking they're gonna, play for Harbaugh, and then he just bounce. I got a problem with that. So if I'm Harbaugh, I probably won't leave. Okay. I probably won't leave. But if Harbaugh leave, they offer Harbaugh $10 million, and he probably gonna want full control. So that means the GM probably gonna get the boot, and they offer him about $10 million a year. If I'm Harbaugh, I gotta think about it, man, because I'm telling you, I think that's a good job, and I think if you put a guy like Harbaugh in that job, especially he get to beat up on the Niners, how they kind of played him out and got him up out of there. I think it's real enticing to Harbaugh. I could be wrong, but if I'm Harbaugh, I would think about it. I wouldn't leave me. I'm talking about me. I wouldn't leave because I wouldn't. It wouldn't feel right for me to recruit these kids. I think Harbaugh only been there 1 or 2 years now.
2 years.
Recruit these kids, have these kids in there, and then just be out to go back to the league.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do that. But I'm not saying Harbaugh won't. And if Harbaugh do it, it's definitely something to think about, Spade. I can see him thinking about it. Beat the Niners' ass twice a year, have a stud at running back in the elite defense. I think Harbaugh think he can fix any QB. I think he can fix any QB. He had Alex Smith at one point looking like he was it out there. So,
yeah.
I don't know, Spade. I mean, if you Harbaugh, you leave?
I don't think so. And
okay.
It's tough for us to answer this because you can't speak from the perspective of Jim Harbaugh because we don't know what he's thinking or nothing like that. But for me, for one, that's his school. He's an alumni of Michigan. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing you got to do at Big Blue is beat OSU. And he just lost that. So not only he's making these promises to these kids and he will be out, but the job ain't done. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's too soon. I couldn't leave.
One more question, Spade. Let's just say he beat Ohio State. He ran the table, had a perfect season. He played in the national championship. They win it. Think it's easier to leave?
For me, yeah. Yeah, the job's done. Like everybody could be upset, but I would be like, look, what haven't I done? What didn't I deliver on in my promise? You know what I'm saying? They still will be upset. They're gonna be upset either way.
I could dig it. I mean, I'm interested to know what the fans think. I don't think nobody out there was a Jeff Fisher fan. I don't. Maybe
somebody was.
I mean, aside from his people.
Bro, he had a job. He was a head coach for 22 seasons with only 6 winning seasons out of 22. Yeah. Somebody love that damn dude. Somebody loves him.
I mean, I'm talking about fans. I don't mean. Oh, okay. I don't mean that in a circle, Spade. I ain't talking my own. But so let me ask you another question. Do we land on his feet? Do we get another job?
Yeah. Because, I mean, like Eric Dickerson said, this man definitely got something on somebody. And, I mean, with his resume, man, that dude should have been talking on somebody's TV or standing on, I don't know. He
so you think Jeff Fisher gets another head coaching job in the NFL, or you talking college or pro?
He gonna get another. I don't know about the NFL for a minute. I mean, I think all owners are kind of like, ooh, I don't.
Let me rephrase. I don't mean it don't gotta be the near future. Will we ever see Jeff Fisher coach again, head coach again in the NFL?
I want to say so. He's older though, so I mean, if it don't happen in the next
Spade, I'm not being hard on you because I think he will too. History has proven that he will. I mean, he rode the coattails of Steve McNair to a Super Bowl, and they still talking about that. Vince Young saved his job. He got rid of Vince Young. And he got fired from that job and landed right back on his feet. So history has proven that he will, which is just crazy. You can have all them L's and have 6 winning seasons and still get another job. But I could name a slew of other, and I ain't just talking about black coaches. I mean anybody. I mean Marty Schottenheimer took the Chargers to a 14-2 record and got fired after that year. Come on, man. He got fired after 14-2.
That's the type of favor I want in my life, fam. I want that type of favor.
You ain't lying. We're friends like that. Let's move on, homie.
All right.
Let's move on. Let's talk. Let's take it to Buffalo, Spade. Now, I had a problem with this week, bro. I wanted to talk this. I was flaming on Saturday, man. I wanted to talk this so bad. If you guys didn't know, Rex Ryan came out last week and said He's non-committal to who would be the starting quarterback moving forward for the Buffalo Bills, Spade, and I almost lost my mind. The nerve of Rex Ryan. Now, Spade, before you even go, I got some numbers on Tyrod Taylor, Spade.
Okay.
First of all, if you guys didn't know, Tyrod Taylor signed a 6-year, $92 million contract extension after last season. So after Tyrod had played quarterback for a whole season for the Buffalo Bills, they signed him to this big deal. Mind you, Tyrod Taylor stats last year, 2015, 67% completion percentage, a little over 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 picks, 99.4 quarterback rating. He ain't tear the league up last year, but they still thought, hey, you know, he's good enough to be our quarterback of the future. Tyrod Taylor this year. Spade, I was going to go through every game like we did off camera. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give him the stats as of right now. Okay. Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Tyrod Taylor missed a game or two last year, so we can take a game or two off of last year, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody going to correct me in the comment section. 2016 right now, as included the game that was just played against the Steelers. Tyrod Taylor, 60% completion percentage. He ain't tearing it up with the completion percentage, but he didn't tear it up last year. He was 63% last year. Where you want your quarterback to be is between 63 and 69. I mean, only the elite of the elite throws 70% like a Brady. But anyway, he got a little over 2,500 yards passing. He has 13 touchdowns and 6 picks, and he has a 85.6 quarterback rating. You might as well say that's an 86. Spade, okay. He had 20 touchdowns. He had 20 touchdowns last year. He has 13 touchdowns right now. It's like 3 or 4 games left. What changed? What changed that these guys are like, I don't know, Tyrod's the guy. Now I'm gonna say this, Spade, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, go ahead.
Tyrod is scheduled to make $27.5 million next year. He making 9.5 right now this year. Spade, okay. He has one of those cap-friendly contracts like a Kaepernick. If they was to cut him, he'll get a little bit of money, but he won't get nowhere near no 90-something million dollars, man. Spade, what's your thoughts on Rex Ryan, him, and how they trying to do Tyrod Taylor?
All right. I'm not really sure where to start, so let me start with Tyrod. I got some numbers, too. You know, you kind of swerved in my lane a little bit, but you didn't crash into my car, so I'm going to let it slide. We talking about numbers, right?
Yeah.
I actually took these numbers down Saturday, so these numbers for this season, they're definitely not up to date. But check out the similarities and what has changed. Last season, Tyrod Taylor had 568 yards rushing, right?
Okay.
He had 4 TDs. He had 9 fumbles. Tyrod had 9 fumbles last season. So far this season, Tyrod has 470 yards rushing. He's got 6 TDs, already 2 more than all of last season, 4 fumbles. Less than half, should I say, of the fumbles. So not only is Tyrod, LaParis told you that he's still producing through the air. He's never been that quarterback that's just going to sit back there and, you know what I'm saying, dot secondaries up.
But I mean, Spade, if you look at the numbers, they're not even, I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but they're not even asking him to dot them up. Like 20 touchdowns, 6 picks. They're not even threw for 3,000 yards. I mean, Drew Brees and those guys had 3,000 yards like game 8.
Right. So, I mean, he's doing what he's asked to do. What makes him so valuable is what he can also do with his feet. Thus the almost, 600 yards rushing last season for 4 TDs and 500 yards rushing so far this season with 6 TDs. Here's another stat that you didn't mention that I feel like needs to be mentioned. Tyrod was sacked 36 times last season. He's already been sacked 34 times this season, and I took these numbers down Saturday. That's before the most recent game. I'm sure he was sacked a couple of times in that game too. So he's already been sacked more this season than last season. Let's look at what has changed. Offensive coordinator. After the second game, Rex Ryan came out and banged the cannon on the offensive coordinator in a game where their defense gave up damn near 40 points. Okay?
And so I gotta cut you off again. Second, let me get I got the stats right here, bro. Game 2 of the season, Tyrod Taylor threw for 297, 3 touchdowns, I had 1 pick with a 112 quarterback rate, and the OC got fired. Go ahead.
Right, after that game. Because that was clearly the problem, right?
Yeah.
So Tyrod is definitely not played bad. We know, I hate to just come out and just pull the cover off. Somebody hiding, they got the cover on them, and I'm just snatching the cover off.
Yeah.
It's time for Tyrod to get paid. Somebody might be having buyer's remorse. I know it hasn't worked out this season for Buffalo. They don't look good, but it is not Tyrod's fault. And if this is why you and I both, we are fans of players getting their money. Get your money.
Yep.
This is also why when people were so, I know I'm jumping sports, but stick with me. When people were so pissed off about LeBron James leaving Cleveland. Oh man, how could he do that to Cleveland? When these players don't produce, and like we showing you with Tyrod, sometimes when they do produce, the teams don't give a damn. They care about themselves first, and they're going to make moves. So I don't know why you guys expect these players to not put themselves first, because these teams sure as hell ain't putting them first. Tyrod is doing everything he's been asked. He's not playing bad. He's not playing exceptional, but he didn't last year when they signed the contract for him. When they wrote this contract out last year. Go ahead.
That's my biggest problem, Spade. I can see if Tyrod tore the league on fire last year and like he took a nosedive after he got paid. That's not the case. He's on pace, if not better, for better stats this year. It doesn't make sense to me. Let me give you one more thing, Spade. They played the Steelers on Sunday. Snow game. Tyrod Taylor, I think they lost by 7 to the Steelers. Tyrod Taylor, 60% completion percentage, 228 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and 100 quarterback rating. How was anything that happened Sunday Tyrod Taylor fault? You know who ate, Spade?
Who?
Le'Veon Bell had almost 300 total yards. Le'Veon Bell.
Tyrod fault. Tyrod got to come on the field and make that tackle, I guess.
I want Rex Ryan, who's known for his defense. Before Rex Ryan got there, the Bills had like 59 sacks. We don't see that same Bills defense. We don't see that same Bills defense. They had like 59 sacks before Rex Ryan showed up. Rex Ryan, who's considered, I'm doing quote fingers here, a defensive mind, a defensive guru. He want to fire all these OCs. Guess who's the defensive coordinator, Spade? Assistant
Not a
head
defense
coach.
coordinator, but an assistant coach of the defense.
Yeah, Rob Ryan, his brother. So it's none of this is his fault. That defense getting shredded.
Right.
And you know what? My last point, and then I'm gonna leave it alone, man. I root for guys like Tyrod because I know once they get that opportunity, if they don't kill it, they'll just be another backup. They're just out the league.
If they're lucky, they'll be a backup.
Yeah, if they're lucky, they'll be a backup or out the league. I root for guys like Tyrod. But if you look at the numbers, say it all, man. If you look at these numbers, ain't no way you can be like, yo, Tyrod's been playing bad. The numbers are exactly the same after they paid him. It was all good when the Bills was like 4-2. It was all good right there. Wasn't nobody saying Tyrod ain't it. They wasn't saying that. It annoys me, man. I hope Tyrod lands on his feet. My last point, Spade. They said Tyrod had a lot of nerve. They asked him some questions about Rex Ryan. Tyrod didn't want to answer him. He walked out on a press conference. They said Tyrod got a lot of nerve walking out a press conference. He didn't arrive yet to be able to do that. Guess who did arrive last year and y'all had a problem with? Cam Newton, the MVP of the league. He walked out after the Super Bowl and y'all was like, oh my God. Cam Newton walked out of the... So Cam Newton has arrived. He walk out, it's a problem. Tyrod hasn't arrived. He walk out a press conference and it's still a problem. I don't understand it, man. You can't please these people, man.
Now,
it sucks.
This man just told y'all he was fired up Saturday. I think we all can agree this man is still fired up about this topic.
I am, because it ain't... Spade, I know life ain't fair, man. I don't want to be like, it ain't fair, because life ain't fair. But come on, man. Like, so you non-committal on Tyrod. You non-committal.
Doesn't matter. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. Stick with me. Now, the owner of this team has recently questioned Tyrod Taylor. That's why a lot of this stuff is coming out. It is rumors that they're thinking about letting Cardale Jones, kind of take the helm, which would just be crazy because at the end of the year, you got a decision to make. Whether or not you guys are going to break Tyrod off and keep this guy if you're going in another direction. And I don't understand how watching Cardale Jones jump in the fire is going to help you make that decision about Tyrod. But let's back up to why I'm not sure that it really makes that big of a deal. You know who is really under the spotlight right now? It's not Tyrod. It's Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and make it hot in here if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Both of these Ryan dudes been riding long enough off the hype of their daddy. Their dad was the defensive genius, not Rex, not Rob. Now these dudes have had some success, so I'm not gonna make it seem like they just came out here and they was just habitual screw ups. And they have had some success. If you think for 1 second the success they had didn't have everything to do with their dad, you're crazy. Let's talk about the Buffalo experiment. Buffalo was not a bad team when they made this coaching change. They was not. They definitely wasn't a bad defense. They bring in Rex Ryan. In 2 seasons, this guy's sub 500. He hasn't had a winning season. He went 8-8 the first year. As of right now, they're sub 500. Rex's coaching record, as it is standing, he is 5 games under 500. 60 wins, 65 losses. Now, when he first got to the Jets, he was cooking over there. 9-7 season, 11-5 season. After that 11-5 season, both of those years he went to the playoffs. You could argue that was somebody else's team, right? In those first 2 years, you could make that argument. After those first 2 years, we've seen the true Rex.
If I'm not mistaken, Herm Edwards, I think he took it from Herm Edwards, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. After those first 2 years, 8-8, 6-10, 8-8, 4-12, 8-8, 6-7. What y'all waiting to see from Rex? This guy y'all waiting to show up ain't gonna show up because he doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. So
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna say, Spade. Let me be devil's advocate. Let me tell you what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, well, he's in the AFC East. Guess what? He keep choosing to go to the AFC East to play the damn Patriots twice a year. He choosing that.
AFC
Keep
East
choosing to stay up there.
9-7 year and that 11-5 year where they went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Lost to the Colts in the AFC Championship game. Lost to the Steelers in the AFC Championship game. So what's the difference? So they can try that with you. They can miss it with me. Rex, it's time for the Bills to realize that the guy that they thought was gonna show up, step out the phone booth, peel the shirt back. That guy ain't nobody but Clark Kent. He ain't got no cape. He's just a regular reporter.
I like that, but I definitely don't like them trying to blame it on Tyrod when the numbers are exactly the same. I don't want to hear about they didn't score on this many possessions in a row. I don't want to hear, they was up on the Raiders. Spade, I swear to God, I thought the game was over, Spade. I said, what the hell happened, Spade? I said, Shady was cooking. What you tell me? Shady got hurt. I said, damn, Shady got hurt.
On the ground, fam. Shady didn't get up.
So Tyrod has been playing bad. He didn't have his number 1 wide receiver. He lost like his top 3 wide receivers. They had to go get Percy Harvin off the couch. Shady been in and out of the lineup. Charles Clay been in and out of the lineup. Yep. The game against the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken, he missed because he was having a baby. Come on, man. How's that Tyrod? He out there playing football with practice squad guys. How's that his fault? Come on, man. I'm done, Spade. Let's move on.
All right, man. You calm down over there. Have you a sip of water. We're going to talk about another damn coach, right? Let's talk about Lane Kiffin. Now, you guys may not know how I feel about Lane, so let me just give you a quick little rundown. Not a huge fan of this guy. This is another guy. He reminds me of Rex. Here's another guy living off the hype of his daddy. Man, I wish my daddy paid away like that for me, bro. I wish my dad paid away like that for me. Anyway, Lane Kiffin has recently got a lot, and I do mean a lot, of attention as the offensive coordinator for the Alabama Crimson Tide. He has looked well. He's been drawing up really good plays, I guess, and it looks good. It's been working. Now, I don't want to take his credit. Let's be honest, though. Bama is hands down probably the most talented team in the NCAA. So, once again, same knock that I got on your boy Phil Jackson. You can tell me that you're great at what you do, but when you're doing these great things with the best talent, I don't know how much of it is you. I don't know how much I could give to you. But I can be honest. Lane Kiffin got some really good plays. I've seen them over there. They don't seem to need a quarterback ever at Bama. They finally got one this year, and they really look powerful now that they got a quarterback. The reason why Lane Kiffin is being talked about on this show is because me and LaParis was prepared to come on this show and have a debate about this coaching job before Lane Kiffin took the coaching job. When we heard that FAU had interest in Kiffin, LaParis said, no way he takes that. I said, Lane better take his ass down there right now. And that was the conversation we had. We wasn't able to bring you guys a show this weekend, and now it's already done. But we still going to somewhat have the debate. I'm about to tell you guys why I think he did the right thing, why I think this was necessary, and LaParis is going to try to counter me. You want to go first, LaParis, or you want me to drop them actual factuals on everybody?
I'll go first.
Go.
I just want to say, I didn't think Lane Kiffin should have took the job because I felt he could have definitely got a better job. I mean, what is it? FAU? FIU? Which one is it?
FAU. Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, he going to Florida Atlantic. Okay. I mean, I think they're in Conference USA, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, man, I'd have stuck around, got a couple more championships with Alabama. Now, it's some reports out there that him and Saban wasn't quite getting along. I don't know. But if I could have stuck around with Alabama for a couple of more years, get a couple more rings, build my lore up, because that's what happens when you're around and you got these excellent players and you've been cooking. Eventually, one of these big teams come knocking, and I think he could have got a way better job than FAU. Now, I know it's going to be some FAU alum that watch this show and be like, bro, FAU is it, bro. I don't want to hear all that. Lane Kiffin definitely could have got a better job if he would have just stuck around. Spade, you told me, we know that Lane Kiffin made $1.4 million as the coordinator of Alabama. How much did FAU pay Lane Kiffin?
It is rumored to be around $1 million.
So he's taking less money to be with a notorious losing program when he could have stuck at Alabama, became the ring king, keep building rings, build up his lore, and potentially get a way better job. I'd have stuck with Bama.
Let me tell you why that wasn't an option. Now, you got some really good points. I like your points. But now I'm about to destroy them. First of all, it didn't matter how long Lane Kiffin stayed at Alabama. The problem wasn't building his lore. His lore was at the top. It don't get no better. When you think top offensive coordinators in the NCAA, you think Lane Kiffin. You don't think anybody higher than him. That was never the issue. The issue is Power 5 schools are afraid of this guy because every time he's been a head coach, he has goofed up. He's put his foot in his mouth. He said dumb shit. He's broken promises. He's lied to people. He's cheated. That's who this guy is. And nobody is ready to take that risk.
Let me tell you why that don't matter. Nick Saban, the same type of guy. Broken promises, left a school, said he was with a school, went to the NFL, left the NFL, came back to another school. I'm gonna tell you who else, Spade. Bobby Petrino had holes on the back. He had holes on the motorcycle. Damn near broke his neck.
Lady. She wasn't a garden tool.
Damn near broke his neck, Spade, and still got another gig. If I'm not mistaken, he coached dude that just won the Heisman, Jackson. He coached back at Louisville. Spade. We have seen worse. Go ahead.
Right. The difference, we ain't even going to talk Petrino. The difference in Saban and Kiffin is what they've accomplished. Am I willing to deal with a lying, cheating scumbag? Maybe, maybe not. If this lying, cheating scumbag is a genius on the field and it equates wins, I ain't talking about just winning some games. I ain't talking about winning 8-9 games a year. I'm talking about winning it all. Damn, it sure is easier to look the other way. It ain't so easy to look the other way when those wins aren't coming in and you're not bringing in and hoisting trophies.
How you feel about Nick Saban?
I hate him.
Why?
Because he screwed over my Dolphins.
So if Nick Saban wanted to come back right now and coach the Dolphins, what would you say?
I wouldn't like it.
What would you say?
I would say I don't like it.
You would say you don't want Nick Saban on your team because he screwed. Bro, we've seen worse.
I can't say that.
We've seen worse. We have seen worse. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish this time. Go ahead.
All right. So here's the thing with Lane Kiffin. Not only has he been a liar and a cheater and all these other things, the general opinion of Lane Kiffin is that he didn't really deserve any of the jobs he got. He got them because of his dad. Same thing I started this whole thing with. The Raider job, he didn't deserve. The Tennessee job, he didn't deserve. Then he screwed Tennessee over. He screwed them kids over. He went to USC, and then he got them in trouble too. So you know what? Nobody was coming calling. They didn't have anything to do with
He got fired off the bus at USC. They got him off the team bus.
Off the bus. So check this out.
They got him
Lane
off the
Kiffin
bus.
is 41 years old, bro. 41 ain't so old that you like, oh man, he had to take this job, but he was never going to get another offer. That's not what I'm saying at all. But if you've ever seen, and I'm sure you can find it, if you got an internet, if you got a phone with internet, a computer, a laptop, a tablet, just type in Nick Saban, choose Lane Kiffin's ass on the sideline, and you're going to find not one but several videos of this happening. If you ever thought Lane was okay standing over there being humiliated in front of everybody, you got another thing coming. Lane Kiffin, Matt, LePage, you and I both have talked about people with jobs that pay really good money that they hate. But it's a necessary evil. Lane is actually smart for taking this job. Check this out. He's a big name. He's a sexy name. He's probably the best offensive coordinator, if we talking hype right now, in the NCAA. So he's going to go down there. That instantly gives him a recruiting boost. His name. Man, I coached under Saban. I've won championships. I got rings. You go in, you floss some rings. I'm the big name. It's going to help with recruiting. And the standards are low. Florida Atlantic won 3 games this season, if I'm not. I think they won 3 games like the last 3 years. 3 games this season for like the last 3 years. He win 4 games. He's already got an up arrow over there. You think he's trying to build something at FAU? Absolutely not. He's going to go over there and try to behave for a couple of years, and then the job that he really wants is going to come calling. Let me give you another example, and then I'll shut up. I got something right here pulled up. 2009, Lane Kiffin was the head coach at Tennessee, and he was in a recruiting battle with a kid from Palm Beach County, right? Mm-hmm. Lane won the recruiting battle. He won the kid, and in a celebratory breakfast, Kiffin said to some other people, for those of you who ain't never been down there, it ain't much going on. You take an hour drive up from South Florida, it ain't a gas station that works, and nobody's got enough money to even have shoes or a shirt on. That got him banned from that area. He couldn't even recruit from that area. This guy is so dumb, he wins a recruiting battle, and he trashes the damn place he recruited the kid from. This guy's an idiot. This was the smartest thing Lane Kiffin has ever done. And I'll shut up.
Okay. I'm interested to know what the supporters think. I think Lane Kiffin could have got a way better job if he would have just stuck around, got his $1.4 million, which is way more money than he making down there at FAU.
Getting his ass cussed out on the sideline by Nick Saban. Hey, they would be up. He would call a dumb play, and Nick Saban would cuss his ass out on the side. Bro, he's still a man.
I don't think nobody.
We prideful creatures, man.
Nobody should be chewed out like that, Spade. But I'm gonna tell you what: $1.4 million.
Shit.
$1.4 million and winning championships, and he probably got some type of bonus, a touchdown bonus, which probably make his money damn near close to $2 million. I'm pretty sure he does.
It was another story. I don't know how true this is. But I just want to ask y'all a question. LaParis, I'm going to ask you too. In the time that Lane was the offensive coordinator for Bama, how many times have you seen him in a post-game interview? How many times have you seen the microphone in his face and him talking? None. Word on the streets is Nick Saban would not allow him to talk. He was forbidden. He wasn't even allowed to talk. So just think, here you are, you Lane Kiffin, you got all this confidence about yourself. Your dad is the great Monty Kiffin. This guy had one of the most feared zone blitz schemes that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ran that had...
True.
It was beautiful. And you're his kid. You on the sideline getting your ass chewed out by the players that you want to get respect from, all the fans in the stadium, cameras all in the way, and then at the end of the game, you don't even get to talk. You just got to take your salty... Nah, fam. Nah. Smart. He finna make $2 million over the next 2 years, and he outie. Watch. That's if he don't screw this up. He liable to run his mouth and screw this up, because that's what Lane does.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm interested to know what the supporters think. Would you have stayed with Bama, became the ring king, collect rings, offensive coordinator or not? Probably got a way better job, because we have seen coaches do more. And still land on their feet or go on down to FAU. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. I'd have stayed at Bama and been getting rings. That's what I'd have did. Still getting my $1.4 million, which is more than what I'm making down here. Shit.
We talkative as hell today, bro. We can't miss no more shows. What else we got on?
Spade, let's go to the picking game. Getting to the end of the show. We're going to talk about the picking game. We had the Dallas Cowboy Giant game. I'm kind of glad we didn't have a show because I'd have been wrong. Since we didn't have a show, we are still tied.
Technically, I picked the Giants and they won.
Spade, don't do no technicalities, because technically you would have picked the Canes and I'd have picked Florida State. Okay. And we'll still be tied.
Okay.
So the pick'em game this week. The pick'em game this week is tonight. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Portland Trail Blazers tonight. Spade, who you got and why?
Wow. I kind of want to go, man, this is tough. I kind of want to go Portland. I feel like Portland needs to, they need this dub. They need it more than OKC does. I'm going to go Portland because I hope that they understand the importance of this game and Dame Dollar come out and takes control. Portland, don't let me down. I never pick y'all. Don't let me down.
You know what's crazy? I'm going Portland too.
Wow.
But not for those reasons you just said.
Okay.
I'm going Portland because Oladipo's out. So they're probably going to start Anthony Morrow. Where's the scoring going to come from, yo? I mean, I think we can trust Kansas.
The same damn place that I always come from.
I mean, but Spade, at least Oladipo can give him something. I mean, I don't like what they have filling in for Oladipo. You definitely losing him defensively. So usually one or the other go off between Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. I mean, you're gonna have Roberson definitely on one of those guys, but I don't know, man. For that reason, I'm gonna go Portland as well, man. Which is shockingly, I thought you was gonna go Oklahoma City because I bet you didn't know Oladipo was out tonight. I bet you didn't know that.
I actually didn't, but you got me. I mean, I might change my mind because I don't really want to tie with you.
No, I mean, do what you got to do, but for that reason, I'm going Portland. So, are you changing?
I'll let you know after this next segment. Let me marinate on that for a minute. Last segment of the show, man, we call this a Strong Arm Performer of the Week. I've been telling you guys to tweet us your Strong Arm Performers. We'll read them on the show. I think some people did, and I don't have my phone right here in front of me, so I'm not finna read them on the show. What I am going to do is tell you who I got, and then I'm going to put LaParis on the hot seat and get him to tell you who he got. I'm giving my performance to a leader, warrior.
Please, Lord, no.
What's wrong, bro? Relax.
Please, no, Lord. Basketball gods, no, not again.
It's not even basketball. It's not even basketball. Relax. A leader, a warrior, a guy who I spent most of my sports life hating. Probably not most of my sports life, but the most recent years of my sports life hating. Before I just say, you know what, man, I gotta get this dude his props. This dude right here, he the GOAT. I'm giving my Strong Arm Performer of the Week to one Tom Brady. This guy has looked like the NFL MVP ever since coming back from a little vacation he had because he may or may not have deflated some footballs. This guy just played against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens defense just went out there and kind of kicked butt against Miami. Made us look pretty bad, so I kind of was upset about that. I never want to root for the Patriots, but I kind of had reason to be upset with the Ravens. Let me tell you what Tom Brady did. He went out there and completed 25 of 38 passes, 406 yards, 11 yards to pass, 3 TDs, 1 INT, and a 117 QBR. For that performance, Tom, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week.
Pretty good, Spade.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Now, let me give you the real Strong Arm Performer of the Week.
That was it.
And mine goes to a guy who quarterback was trying to sabotage him. Quarterback was trying to sabotage him the whole game. And that's none other than Le'Veon Bell. Me and Spade had a debate about Big Ben Roethlisberger and Andrew Luck. And Big Ben was out there just throwing the ball to the Bills. He was just throwing it to the Bills. Like, people was like, oh, look at Rex Ryan defense. No, Big Ben was just throwing it to the Bills. Throwing it up like the loaves of bread. But Le'Veon Bell, let me tell you what Le'Veon Bell did. Le'Veon Bell had 38 carries, 236 yards rushing, 3 TDs, 4 catches, 62 yards receiving, and he put the Steelers on his back in the snow in Buffalo and led them to a victory over the Bills, which was crazy because Tyrod almost brought the Bills back. Couldn't do it, but Le'Veon Bell, for that reason, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. That's why I want Le'Veon to get his mind right, because if Le'Veon get his mind right, don't mix games, he's the best running back in the league. That's why I had him at number 1 on my list. Le'Veon Bell is a stud. Love Le'Veon Bell, and that's why he's Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Spade, who you picking in the pick'em game?
I ride. Give me OKC. I'm going to go ahead and take OKC. I think Portland kind of trash in the paint. Look for Steven Adams and look for Enes Kanter to pick up the slack that Victor Oladipo, with them missing. Hold up. Let me go back to your Strong Arm Performer of the Week. How you going to give Le'Veon Bell Strong Arm Performer of the Week for running the ball good over what you just called was a subpar defense. You just spent 30 minutes trashing Rex Ryan, Rob Ryan, and they defense, and
Le'Veon
now
put up Le'Veon, bro. You gave Jay Ajayi.
Don't make this about me. Don't make this about
me.
me.
You gave Jay Ajayi.
Don't make this about me.
Strong arm performer of the week when he played against a subpar defense. Like, come on, man.
Don't make this about me.
Don't talk about my strong arm performer. He was getting sabotaged out there by a quarterback that you said is better than Andrew Luck. But we ain't gonna touch that. We gonna wrap the show.
Okay.
We gonna wrap the show. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I know we're a little late. But it's better late than never. I want to thank y'all for rocking with. Go ahead.
I said the show was on fire though.
It was. I can't wait to see what the comments say. Y'all already know. If you new, bang the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. If you're a regular here, you know what I mean, hit the like button and show your support. Hit the comment section. Let us know if you watch it on demand on YouTube. Hit the comment section and let us know what you think about every topic we talked about. If you don't want to see two dudes talk, in a box on YouTube, we got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, ऊPodOmatic, iTunes. We want to thank you guys for your continued support, rocking with us, whether you on demand watching us on YouTube or in podcast land. Let me tell you guys something. If you in podcast land and you want to hit us up, listen, man, the email is in the description over there too. You can hit us up, email us, let us know who your strong arm performers of the week. Man, we want to thank y'all for your continued support. Spade, you got anything else to add?
Not at all, bro.
Well, we'll see you guys next episode for another Fire Strong Arm Sports. I was kind of heated today, kind of lost my voice a little bit, but it's all good. We'll see you guys next episode. We out.